Kuya Mark, paano magiging guilty ng libel at paano ito mapapatunayan?
Ang libel, Lala, ito yung tinatawag na paninirang puri. But there are requirements bago ka mademanda ng libel. Number one requirement of libel, there must be an allegation of a discreditable acts or conditions. Ibig sabihin, naninira ka. Allegations. Gumagawa ka ng story na of the discreditable acts or condition. Make sure that your story, if it is discreditable, nakakahiya, or nakahiya ng pangalan, kailangan ganun yun. Allegation of a discreditable acts or condition. Second, of course, there must be publication. Kasi kung wala publication, there's no libel. And third, identity of the person defamed. Kasi kung nagpaparinig ka lang, hindi pwede maging libel yan. Kailangan identity of the person defamed. Hindi naman kailangan ipangalan o pangalanan as long as ma-identified mo yung person defamed. And of course, yung tinatawag na existence of malice. It should be malicious. So, yun ang mga requirement. But ang pinakamabigat na requirement dyan, yung identity of the person defamed and yung publication. Kasi minsan, madidismiss ang kaso kasi hindi pala na-publish yung mga paninira. Or second, kahit na-publish yan, hindi properly identified yung biktima. So, madidismiss ang libel.
Pag ganun ba, Kuya Mark? Siyempre, pag mga ganong Kuya Mark, paano ba masatisfy yung elements sa publication and identification? At pag sinabi pong i-publish, yung Facebook ba sapat na para maging ma-publish yung sinasabing statement?
But different case yan. Cyber libel yun.
Okay,
but we are talking here now, it's not cyber libel. Ang pinag-usapan natin ngayon is about an ordinary libel. Ordinary libel, we say ordinary libel, gumagawa ka sa newspaper. Ordinary libel yan. Yung tinatawag na radio, TV, basta hindi kasama ang internet, ordinary libel. But kung kasama ng internet, cyber libel na yan. Yung publication na requirement kasi, MJ, kailangan nabasa ang statement sa third party. Hindi kailangan nabasa ni person defamed or yung biktima. Hindi kailangan mabasa ng biktima. As long as nabasa ni third party, ibig sabihin third party, hindi involved sa conversation. Example, nag-usap tayong dalawa, MJ, nag-usap tayong dalawa, hindi libelous yun. Kung nag-away tayong dalawa, sisiraan kita, tapos tayong dalawa na nag-usap, hindi libel yan. Pero yung pinag-usapan natin, narinig or nabasa ng third party, yun ang tinatawag na publication. Hindi kailangan na nakapublish sa internet, nakapublish sa TV, as long as nabasa ng third party, libel yan. Yun ibig sabihin ng libel. For example, gumagawa ko ng sulat, pinadala ko ni MJ, tapos pinablish ni MJ, pinakita niya sa ibang tao, publication yan. We say publication, nabasa ng third party, meaning not involved in the conversation.
Yung iba kasi parang nagpo-post lang tapos titignan yung likes, 2 likes lang naman, wag na nating kasuhan. So ibig sabihin 2 or 1 or more parties.
Hindi kailangan na maraming likes or maraming share as long as nabasa ng third party. Si third party, yung hindi involved sa conversation. Third party, hindi involved, nakisaw-saw lang, nakimarites lang, yun ang tinatawag na publication. Itong tinatawag na identity of the person defamed. Hindi kailangan nakapangalan na Juan de la Cruz. Hindi kailangan nakapangalan ganun. As long as properly identified. For example, sinasabi mo, yung pinakamaganda dito sa SMNI, ang daming maganda dito. So, hindi properly identifiable.
Magandang kalooban din.
From the word maganda. Ano na, general statement yan. Pwede maganda physically or magandang kalooban.
Yan.
Then, sabi, maganda sa SMNI, ang dami ng maganda dito. Magandang kalooban and also physically. So, hindi mo masabi na sino yun. So, kailangan properly identified. For example, yung Miss Makati of 2023, yun, properly identified. Hindi kailangan nakapangalan. As long as properly identified yung tao na yan, kung sino yung tao na yan, Miss Makati of 2023. Siya yun. Isang tao lang yan. So it means properly identifiable. Hindi kailangan nakapangalan as long as ma-identified mo yung tao na yan. For example, yung barangay captain ng Poblasyon 1 ng Isabela City. Yan. Isang tao lang yan. So properly identified. Hindi kailangan na nakapangalang Juan de la Cruz kahit hindi nakapangalan as long as properly identifiable, pasok sa requirement na identity of the person defamed.
Paano naman, Kuya Mark, kung ang statement puro patama lang?
Yun.
Walang tumbok.
Kung mga patama lang, for example, may mga tao dyan na amoy kilikili.
Yeah.
Amoy kilikili yung tao na yan. Yung mga ganyan. For example, ganyan ha. So, sino dun? Sino ang amoy kilikili? Wala. Hindi mo alam. Kasi kailangan properly identifiable ang person defamed. Kasi properly identifiable, number one, nakapangalan. Or not necessarily nakapangalan, basta at least identified kung sinong tao na yan. Sinasabi ko, si Miss Makati of 2023. Or, for example, yung chairman ng Barangay Poblasyon 1 of Isabela City. Kung gano'n, properly identifiable. Hindi kailangan nakapangalan. Pero kung patama lang, may tao dyan na amoy kilikili, may tao dyan na bobo, hindi alam ang ginagawa niya, sino doon? hindi siya pasok sa requirement na properly identifiable.
Kailan naman po magiging ang katotohanan ay magiging depensa ng libel?
Magiging depensa ang katotohanan if in the performance of your moral legal duty. For example, in the exercise of your freedom of expression. Sinasabi mo ang katotohanan in the exercise of freedom of press, freedom of expression, in the exercise of your legal, moral, and social duty. Yan. Katotohanan can be a good defense. Or second, fair reporting. Nag-report ka lang in good faith, no commentaries, no remarks in the official functions of the government officials. For example, ganun. Katotohanan is a good defense. So ibig sabihin, the word katotohanan can be a defense in libel. If that statement is in the exercise of your freedom of press, freedom of expression.